The phrase "leave no stone unturned" means to try everything possible in order to achieve something. But did you know this idiom is thousands of years old? In this video, I'll trace back the use of the expression, showing its root from ancient mythology to the English language today. The earliest form of this expression we find is in ancient Greek. Pantalithon kinein means to turn every stone. We see this idiom used in the Heracleidae, an ancient Greek tragedy by Euripides, performed in around 430 BC. The tragic play is about the children of Heracles, known as the Heracleidae. Heracles is the mythological hero, also known as Hercules. Heracles' enemy, Eurystheus, attempted to kill the Heracleidae. In one scene, Heracles' mother, Alcmene, demands that Eurystheus is killed, but Eurystheus argues that he had no choice but to hunt them down, since Heracles' family were his enemies. Alcmene says, "This man here should not live or ever see the light of day again." The chorus replies, "It is terrible, but understandable, woman, your anger towards this man, and I know it well." And Eurystheus says, "Woman, you should know well that I am not here to flatter you, nor to say anything about my life which would earn someone the title of coward. I did not choose this dispute of my own free will. And when Heracles passed away, since I was hated by these children of his, and knew their inherited enmity for me, did I not have to turn every rock in trying to kill or banish them?" Euripides uses a different word order, a slightly different form of the verb, and the word for rock, not stone here, but the phrase is still recognizable. And we can see it used as an idiom here, because Eurystheus is not literally talking about turning stones, but about finding ways to kill or banish the Heracleidae. Another ancient author who uses this expression is Pliny the Younger, who wrote in Latin in the 1st century AD. In one of his letters, he writes about how to debate most effectively, arguing that it is better to argue many different points rather than focus on a single vulnerability in your opponent's case. Here's what he wrote. "Once Regulus said to me, when we were on the same side, 'You think it necessary to pursue every avenue there is, but I will spot my opponent's throat and push him there. Indeed, he presses where he chooses, but often he makes a mistake in his choice.' I replied that it could happen that where you think is the throat might be the knee or the ankle. But I said, knowing that I cannot spot the throat, try everything, put everything to the test. In short," and he writes this in Greek, "pantalithon kinor," which means I turn every stone. Pliny uses the same expression, "I turn every stone." The fact that in a letter written in Latin he's included this phrase in Greek suggests that this is a well-known Greek idiom, known even by Romans, or at least highly educated Romans. And the Latin word I've translated as "in short" can be used to ascend to a more general expression. Here, Pliny ascends from "I try everything" to "I put everything to the test," to finally the general expression "pantalithon kinor," "I turn every stone." So alright, this was an ancient Greek expression used thousands of years ago. But how did it come to be used in our language today? This is a really interesting and important question, because the idiom does not have a continuous history. After ancient Greece and ancient Rome were no more, the phrase died out. But in the 16th century, it was resurrected by Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch philosopher and scholar. He made a collection of Greek and Latin proverbs called the Adagia. He wrote it in Latin, and its popularity led to it being translated into various European languages, including English. As a consequence, some of the proverbs became common idioms in European languages. Let's read what Erasmus wrote, which will give us more insight into where the phrase comes from and how it changed into what we know today. Now, Erasmus doesn't just record the ancient expression and how it was used. He offers an explanation for how the phrase came about. First, discussing a Greek legend concerning the greco-persian wars. Pantalithon kine, that is, move every stone, that is, to try everything and leave nothing unattempted. This proverb, most agree, came about in the following way. Xerxes, after he attacked the Greeks in war, when he was defeated at Salamis, moved away and left behind Mardonius, so that he would continue with the war in his name. And when Mardonius also fought in Plataea with insufficient fortune, a rumour prevailed among the people that Mardonius left behind, within the boundaries of his tent, a huge treasure buried in the ground. Allured by this hope, Polycrates the Theban bought this land. When for a very long time he searched for the treasure but had no success, he consulted the Delphic oracle, so that by this means he could find the money. Apollo replied, Pantalithon kine, that is, move every stone. And when he had done that, they say, Mardonius discovered an abundance of gold. Erasmus also offers another explanation for how the idiom came about. There are some who think that the metaphor began from men who hunt crabs on the seashore, for most hid beneath rocks which they would move in order to look for crabs. Erasmus's Latin translation of the Greek idiom, omnem movere lapidem, was later translated into English editions as leave no stone unturned. You can see in how Erasmus phrased his explanation of the expression that he emphasized it meant that nothing should be unattempted. So that's why the expression changed in this way. So it's the consensus that the phrase leave no stone unturned probably came from a legend about treasure hidden in the ground during the Greco-Persian wars. It was used by Greeks and Romans and brought back in the 16th century by Erasmus. That's why we still use it today. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out another video about language and its history? There are dozens of videos on my channel for you to enjoy. Like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll get another video from Philologism every week. If you learnt something that surprised you, or if there's a feature of language you've always wondered about, leave a comment.